10 years ago on June 9th, Tim Bradley Jr. took on Manny Pacquiao and won in a controversial split decision. 10 years later, we take a look back at that incredible victory for Tim Bradley.
You know, my journey's always been about putting where I'm from is on the map. Always representing where I'm from. I remember being a kid and being stereotyped by a police officer sitting in the doctor's office. And he asked me where I'm from. I said, I'm from North Palm Springs. He goes, nothing ever comes good out of that area. I said, write my name down. Timothy Bradley. You're gonna hear about me in the future.
He's a kid that, I mean, he's rare. He's rare. He's a rare breed.
Top Rank made it pretty clear that they signed Tim to potentially fight Manny Pacquiao.
The fight was gonna go down, called my dad, and you know, I told him, I said, man, you sitting down? We got the fight. What fight? Manny Pacquiao. He got quiet. Yeah, he's crying. I can hear him in the background. I'm like, Dad, you crying? No, boy, I ain't crying. I ain't crying. I'm like, man, come on, man. He's like, man, waited our entire life for this moment, you know. He's like, I'm so proud of you.
Nothing was easy for him. Bradley went through hell and back to be where he got to.
We weren't supposed to go this far. We weren't supposed to be where we are.
We had a great camp. Everything was a dream. Even training, it was exciting because that's the very top of the stage.
Mr. Pacquiao, Mr. Bradley, let's do this.
Round one begins.
I could feel how smart he was. He had a lot of experience. I could feel it. But I felt like I belonged. I was like, this is it? Oh, this is Manny Pacquiao? Okay, I'm good. I'm all right. So we got an exchange, back and forth exchange. Next thing you know, I'm like, I plant and something in the bottom of my foot, found out it was my tendon stretched. And I go back to the corner and I say, I have no balance, my foot. I heard something in the bottom of my foot.
I told him, you got two choices. I'll stop the fight and we go home right now, or you're gonna ignore the pain and keep fighting.
Like, your little foot, Tim got hurt. Can't live with myself like that. No, I'm gonna fight. And I followed the game plan to a T. The game plan was basically box him, but when he delivers a combination, I gotta come right back. So I would answer his calls every single time.
Manny was the aggressor, but Manny wasn't landing. I'm sitting here ringside, but the crowd's reacting. I don't know what you're reacting for because he didn't land.
When the fight finished and Tim Bradley's on his feet, to me that was a win.
Look at Tim's face after the fight. His face was clean. There were no marks.
He didn't get knocked out the way everybody else did, and he put up a great fight.
To the winner by split decision, and new WBO welterweight champion of the world, the Desert Storm, Timothy Bradley.
I was just stunned. I was like, holy cow, Tim did it.
It was, at that time, it was probably the greatest feeling, you know, I'd ever had in my career. I'm the man now, you know, I'm the guy. But then shortly after,
you could kind of tell that from the mood of the arena and stuff like that, a lot of people didn't think Tim won the fight. And so you knew that there's going to be some backlash.
I don't think we're blind, and I think that is a terrible, bogus decision.
We celebrated for 2 minutes in front of the whole world. And then from that moment on, our life changed.
That's when just things went to hell, straight to hell.
Here's Tim's first time in a big spotlight. And, you know, people are kind of saying he was undeserving.
Timothy Bradley has scored an upset split decision victory over Manny Pacquiao. God only knows how.
There was a point in time where I was like, I don't even want to do this anymore. They drug my name through mud.
It was horrific. It was a disgrace to the sport.
How in the world did those judges score the fight the way they scored it?
It's hard for me to find any way to give Timothy Bradley the fight.
We see highway robberies of the highest order the way this went down.
I did my job. You know, it was a close fight. What don't y'all understand about that? What were you guys watching? Were you guys just watching Pacquiao? You didn't see me hit him back? Yes, it's supposed to be a glorifying moment for me, but it wasn't. It was probably one of the worst times about my life with my wife and my family, the worst time of my life.
As we approach the 10-year anniversary, Tim Bradley's story is definitely not over. He was a 5-time world champion, and after that fight, things changed for him drastically, which is why we are doing a 3-part series highlighting Bradley's career and how he's transitioned to life after boxing. Here's a sneak peek of the 10-year storm.
I would do research. I knew everything about my opponent. I studied him for a year straight, every single night, until I found a weakness.
All we did was train to win. All we did was train to fight. We're just athletes. We're in the entertainment business. We entertain people. We give the people what they want to see.
You hear the saying all the time, you gotta beat the champion, like you gotta destroy the champion. That's bullcrap. You just gotta beat him.
He never quit, he never gave up, he always found a way to win. And that's how I define Timothy Bradley.
I'll sit down with you today and I'll tell you why I want to fight, how I want to fight. We can score round by round. I won the damn fight.